I've attended a few international modules of ESA and they've all been great, but I think my favorite has been the Nairobi module. It's not only a very informative exchange, but also extremely cultural, and it's been eye-opening, and also I'm very grateful for having access to this kind of an experience. So it's been amazing.
Since I first set foot on this country, I've loved every minute. And also the school and the program has been amazing. It has been a transforming experience. So far it's been really great.
When I arrived here, I was expecting a very poor and sad Africa, and actually it's totally the opposite. People here are super welcoming. We have big buildings and infrastructure. We have a really tech development in the city, and also not only here in Kenya, but the whole country is developing and moving forward and seeing possibilities for the future in terms of economic, but most of all in terms of social impact and how Africa citizens can have better life conditions.
I loved the session where we were negotiating in teams, and that was by nationalities, which has never happened at ESA. And it was with the Strathmore students, so we were kind of like against each other. But it just showed, firstly, how invested the Strathmore students were, how prepared they were, and how the negotiation styles were so different, the cultural context that came into play. And it was an extremely fun activity while getting to know the other culture at a very deep level. So I loved that.
We had a lot of sessions. I really loved all of them, but the one that struck me the most was the one of Synergy. So Synergy is a company started by 3 guys from MIT, which I kind of resonated with them, that were doing an MBA.
For me, being able to go to Kibera and connect with all those girls was something amazing. It made my heart a little bit warmer. I love to dance, and to see how dance and music was able to connect us and make us find our similarities was amazing. And the whole IESE crew, we also organized some dance for them to see all the different cultures and see how they connected with that. For me, it showed that at the end we are all the same. We might be from different countries, from different cultures, but we are one people, and together we can do much more.
So we've been hearing this discourse about how the next century is going to be Africa's century, given their population, the growth rate. And I feel like maybe a few countries kind of missed that bandwagon in the past 10-20 years. Going forward, if we don't take a bet on Africa, if we don't invest in Africa, don't do businesses here, I feel like we'll be the ones losing out and not them. And that has been the biggest takeaway out of all of this, especially as business school students.
For me, the program showed that Africa is the future. There is so many opportunities and things for us to do here. And us as future business leaders, I think before coming, I never thought about how can I, in my day-to-day job, could do things with Africa, could partner with Africa, and to meet some entrepreneurs, to meet the teachers, and to be able to have these different immersive sessions about the Africa culture show to me that in my future, when I get back to Brazil to my work, I will also always have this mindset like Africa might be an opportunity. Maybe I can connect with someone. So we, in our day-to-day, in the future, need to think about Africa, not only US, China.
What surprised me the most about being in Nairobi and being in Kenya was definitely the energy of the people, and how even in very difficult circumstances, so we had the chance of visiting Kibera, visiting girls that had nothing. What surprised me the most was how they still dream, how they still think they can make an impact, and how they still think.
What surprised me the most was actually the advancement of tech in Africa, especially with mobile banking being one of the best mobile banking infrastructures in the world, like M-Pesa having a penetration of 97%.
For me, Africa was like a bit far away of everything that I've been living. And when I arrived here, Everyone was so welcoming, and so are the Brazilians. The food is somehow very similar too. So seeing all those similarities kind of made me feel a bit like home. So that was great.
The part that I really loved was really the people. The people from Kenya both surprised me, and I really loved them. They're full of energy. Their hearts are so full, and they're so welcoming to people from outside of the country. They're really looking forward for people to come here and explore how they do things and how developed also Kenya is. So that's the part that I love the most.
Being able to connect with the students from IESE, the professors, the kids from Kibera, and have this deep connection and get to know them, it was amazing. It was like one of the best experience I have ever had. And for me, the word that would describe this module is transformational.
One word that I would use to describe the whole program would be inspirational.
What I loved the most was African music, the Afrobeats, the Salty Soul Band, the Midnight Train, all of these the songs and culture that I got to know. And one word would be Twende, which means let's go, and bet on Africa.
Steady rocking on the midnight train. Steady rocking on the midnight train. Oh Lord, steady rocking on the midnight train. To Zion, to Zion.
Hii maisha ni safari, tunapita kama moshi na kama mchangani, na kushinda na kufeli ya mwalimu na mwanafunzi ni ujuzi na ujuaji.